Hi, hello, welcome, and welcome back. So, I stumbled upon this video right here. This is a mother whose daughter caught contact with her and she's making this video to try and understand, cope, and help others struggling with a loved one who's now estranged. Or at least that's what she tried, but failed miserably. It was clear her intentions were not good. The way she painted herself as the ultimate victim who did nothing wrong, while her daughter was the evil, crazy, crazy. It will come up later. That one day decided to walk away from her family because PoLiTiKs?
You are fake news.
It was obvious. At least to the people who have dealt with issues like this. And therapists, of course. The people in the comment section are calling her out and her answers are incredibly telling of that personality trait she tried really hard to mask. You are not alone. It is devastating to be a parent estranged from your adult child whom you raised with love in good faith. This is the description of the video we are going to dissect. And although I agree with the sentiment, walking away from someone whom you love is extremely difficult. This is something you don't do just because you had a minor kerfuffle. Something major had to happen to decide to separate yourself from a place where your health was not in anybody's consideration. I started watching this video a little apprehensive, but hey, there are cases of kids walking away because of drugs, bad company, abusive relationships, so yeah. Another point to take, this is a production. This video is produced with a bunch of B-rolls, dramatic cuts, and sad music. From the get-go, we are being sort of persuaded to take her points as accurate and truthful.
Dear parents, I need to speak my truth. All my life, I've been gasping about what I need you to know how you're feeling my mental health. It's bad. Have my life ruined because of you.
90% of the letter was about politics and how we couldn't be in her life if we supported that guy.
The daughter sent her parents an extensive letter detailing the reasons why she decided to go no contact with them. And mom's understanding of that was,
it's because we voted for Trump.
If you took a look at the things written on the computer, you will see it was more than that. What we got to hear was that she was gaslit and guilt-tripped, and her mental health was in danger. The mother brushes those things over and claimed 90% of the letter was because of Trump. What a millennial, am I right? And can we talk about the screaming lady in the background? Talk about dramatics. She then again brushes the letter off by saying it was probably not aimed at her because she wasn't political like that. So the daughter must be talking about dad. So she didn't think the letter was real. All those words were meaningless to her. So she kept reaching to her daughter on Facebook and was quickly unfriended. Again, the daughter set her limits, telling her mom that she will use this number for emergencies only and to please do not contact her anymore. Did she listen? Of course she didn't. She kept sending message after message wishing her happy birthday, inviting her to Montana to see her sister, and to no response. I mean, the daughter is setting up boundaries to see if her parents can follow, and maybe that will cement some sort of respect and they will have contact once again. But the mother kept breaking those boundaries over and over, thinking it was fine. Remember, she still doesn't know what she did wrong. She cannot give herself space for introspection for the sake of her daughter. The next year, she kept emailing her some self-development books and phrases, again, crossing the line and pushing blame in some sort of way. Sending these types of things to an estranged kid looks like you think they are in the wrong and you are morally correct, and you feel the need to send them triptychs of how they can change their minds.
Around this time, I started watching videos on estrangement to see if I could figure out what was going on. I did it intermittently because I think I was still in denial, thinking she would just come back in time. And it seemed appropriate to reach out occasionally to let her know I loved her because that's what moms are supposed to do, right?
So she found videos to understand what happened to her and maybe find a tactic to create a new way of communicating with her daughter. But again, she discarded those points and kept doing what she wanted.
I joined some parental estrangement groups on Facebook to see how other parents were coping, and while it was nice to know that I wasn't alone, I could not spend too much time there because it was all the same misery that I felt.
Again, she had the answers in front of her and she decided to push them away to the garbage. Those parents with those stories could have told her so much about her interactions with her daughter. She could have found someone she felt connected story-wise and worked from there. She cannot rebuild or rekindle anything if she doesn't understand what happened first, and she just doesn't get it.
I had to text her to let her know Grandpa died. She'd had a good relationship with him. He died. There's a memorial. Here's the Zoom link. This was still during COVID. She did attend, to her credit. We were glad to see her there, although we didn't see her there. She didn't have her camera on. And
a bucket of ice-cold water was warmer than that. Did you catch that minor yet impactful backhanded sentence she said?
She did attend, to her credit.
And this next part solidified my thoughts on this lady. I have heard about narcissists being obsessed with birthdays, taking birthday weekends, even the whole month. But this might be a glimpse of what the daughter had to suffer every time she had a birthday herself.
I was so sad on her birthday. This is a very special day for me too. It's the day I first became a mother. And instead of buying her a present for her birthday every year, it's probably gonna sound stupid, but I buy myself a present for his birthday every year.
She made her daughter's birthday about herself. She always did she? She just told us it was important to her because she got to be a mom that day. It wasn't the day her daughter was born. It was the day she became a mother. Those are the same and yet very different sentences.
On the 1-year anniversary of her angry letter, I emailed my sad letter response. I started off with a story about the time I saved her from choking to death on a candy wrapper when she was a baby. Then I went into the I don't know everything, but I did the best I could. I apologized for not being the parent she needed, but I also expressed dismay at her level of intolerance.
Mom paints her daughter to be this mildly unhinged individual who got really mad one day and stopped talking to them. And she responded to her angry letter with some manipulating stories. Remember when you were going to die and I saved you? The daughter didn't respond, but mom said something interesting about the daughter's character. She said the daughter was the one in the family who would remember every single birthday. That's because she cared. This tells me the daughter probably cared too much, but was giving nothing in return.
Around this time, we discovered her TikTok, which I have to confess was strange and difficult to digest because she does a lot of exotic cosplay. And I couldn't help myself. I binge watched a bunch of them, then combed through all the comments looking for any mention of us.
Another backhanded comment. She disapproves of her daughter being a cosplayer and sees it as tacky and trashy, basically. But still, stalk her comment section for any mentions of her? Why would her daughter's comment section be about the mother? Well, time passed and the parents called the Rona. Dad was very ill, so mom texted the daughter to tell her the gravity of the situation. The daughter responded and talked to her dad, but because mom is a bucket of joy, she had some words about it.
She did call, which was a miracle, but apparently she was almost like an automaton, dead inside. I don't know, kind of like a robot. I mean, Ted really appreciated the call. Don't get me wrong, it meant so much to him. But it was also like she wasn't all there.
Daughter is a sociopath, y'all. Apparently. That's what she said. Apparently. She sounded dead inside. Apparently.
I ordered Joshua Coleman's book, Rules of Estrangement, scanned a couple of chapters out of order, including the amends letter section, which I could not stomach because it required far too much contrition. like it's all the parents' fault.
Oh my God, this woman, I swear to God. She had tool after tool after tool to learn and understand, but refuses to do it. Probably because at the very beginning, introspection was a necessity, something she apparently actively refuses to do. Well, Mom found a video of her daughter talking about her estrangement from her parents.
I guess irks me, that whole love with strings attached thing. I don't get that. I don't know where that comes from.
I don't want to be with people like that.
Love is...
They love you for who you are, not for who they want you to be.
Yep, she still doesn't get it, and I'm pretty sure she never will. That is the same. I don't know if he's just following Mom's commands and he chose her instead of his daughter, and now he has to live with that, and he chooses to believe the daughter is what Mom says she is, or he's a narc as well.
We also learned that she's been diagnosed with ADHD and high-functioning autism, which was news to us.
You know, maybe that explains some of her behavior. We never knew. If we had seen it, we would have taken her to doctors, but we didn't see it.
No hate or shame towards parents who didn't see signs, especially when it's a high-functioning autistic kid, but so much shame to this mother who is dumping the answer to that. Oh, she has autism, huh? So that's why she left us. Duh. Washing her hands again.
She doesn't even care how we feel. She doesn't care if we're struggling with this issue. She doesn't care if we're alive or dead. I mean, she doesn't really know. I don't hear any, I'm really sorry. There's nothing there. There's just, I had a mental problem. Sorry.
She called you when you were sick. And by the way, nice mind reading powers, Dad. Very talented. Because you know exactly what your daughter is thinking and feeling. And can we turn this around? You just found out your daughter was diagnosed with something. In that mini rant, I did not hear any concerns about her well-being. It was all about me, me, me. This is insane.
At one point, I was reading about living a compassionate life, and when I got to the chapter on forgiveness, wow.
Lately, I've been thinking about forgiveness. Forgiving her, but forgiveness for myself. Because you can't help but blame yourself when something like this happens with a child that you raised and poured all your love and energy in.
Can we pause and read the chapter's name for a minute? Apologizing and forgiving. She erased the apologizing part. Isn't that interesting? It sure doesn't suit the victim narrative, does it?
Forgiveness does not ignore the harm or justify a person's misdeeds, but it releases the pain and anger connected to them.
Wise words. Sadly, this is not true in this case, is it? In the case of a narcissist, the past will always be present to them. Something happened there that marked them as victims. They were victims. But instead of moving forward, they decided to turn that anger, bottled it, and spray it throughout their life to anybody around them. They are angry people, always trying to one-up everyone to prove themselves worthy. They don't care how and to who, they just do it. People are accessories in their story, and if they fight back, kind of like the daughter, they will be punished. But if they oblige, kind of like Dad, they will create this toxic symbiotic relationship, really difficult to break. Not a therapist whatsoever, it's just pure anecdotal. The rest of the video is more of the same. Mom never learns, plays the victim some more with overly dramatic music and shots, and the daughter is this strange woman who's been fake online to get likes. I highly recommend you watch this video and come to your own conclusions. And if you have experienced what a narcissist household feels and looks like, tell me in the comments your thoughts about this mom. She's been roasted in the comment section. Nobody bought her sob story. And some people are trying to make her see her probable mistakes, but she just doesn't want to learn. I guess that is her loss. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I will love to hear them, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.